Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Beelan, and I'm coming to you with another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 7. Don't call it a comeback. Yes, so the whole episode was pretty much how they are going to maneuver going forward after the whole Madani altercation. So the episode starts out with Stormy and Melody. Melody wants Stormy to come over to help her with product placements and with her Seventh Avenue skincare line. And she says that Stormy is a marketing guru and Stormy's business is blowing up. It's all in the big box stores, Walmart's, Targets, CVS, and everywhere else, honey. So she needs Stormy to come on down here and let her know what she's doing right and what she's doing wrong. Also, just to fill her in on what was going on with her and the other girls. So Stormy gets there and, she talks about her business and her business ventures while Melody is putting body butter from her Seventh Avenue skincare line on herself as well as putting it on Stormy's legs. So, okay. So, Stormy talking. She like, yeah, girl, she said she in the big box stores and she met up with Destiny. And Mel is like, oh, you met up with Destiny after the Madani? Yes, we met up because we're just trying to figure out where we're going. I brought her flowers in a Gucci box and I'm just trying to see where we at. Because like you said, Melody, we ain't got no beef. I'm just trying to figure out, where we are. We not going to be friends because I don't put people in my friend circle like that. Yeah, you right, because you don't let everybody in your friend group. No, I don't, but I'm still trying to, get to a place where we can be cool. We can be cool. And it's, to me, she overly explained her agenda with Destiny. But at the end of the day, they're going to agree and disagree and just try to be in a better place between them two. Then she talks about her and Tiffany, how they met up and they quote unquote had a dog date with no dog per Tiffany. And they talked about the Madani incident, and Stormy wanted to bring to Melody's attention that Destiny said that the reason why it was, I guess the reason why it escalated so much is because Melody straight beeline to Miss Wanda. But Melody's defense is no, because I wasn't trying to fight Miss Wanda. I was just trying to get an understanding of what was going on, just to let her know how I am, because she keep coming at me. She just keep coming at me. And being that she keeps coming at me, I'm going to go to her. And it didn't really escalate until Miss Wanda tried to run up behind her from the back and hit her in the back of the head, but she missed. But the point is, we're not trying to be out here fighting. And I need Destiny to understand, yeah, I understand you want to be on Miss Wanda's side and all that, but you need to get your facts straight, pretty much. And that was it. So, whole conversation, she just wanted Tiffany to know both sides and not just Destiny's side. So, yeah, and Stormy made sure that she told Melody that she told her the real truth and what happened. And Melody also tells Stormy that they're going to get the group together, the original 6. And, Martell has called it. They just trying to get on the same page, pretty much. What we going to do about Miss Wanda? What we going to do about this group? What we going to do about these fights? What we going to do about social media? What we going to do about these kids? What we going to do about our husbands? What we going to do about our life, honey? What we going to do about these skincare lines? What we going to do about these glasses lines? What we going to do about these black and and what is it? Credit Care One. All this stuff they got going on. What they gonna do about it and how they gonna move forward. All right. So we have this whole scene with Tiffany. Tiffany, I forgot what the name of her business was. Allocate, Akaya, Alkaline, whatever it was. She does stuff with glasses. And the people that she's meeting up with, she's trying to have a joint venture about with glasses, eyewear line. And apparently, black people's faces are different from the other persuasion faces. So they trying to get eyewear that fits the African American stature. Like we all got the same face. But they still just trying to get eyewear that fits our face. That don't mess up the nose and whatever else the eyewear does. And that's that's cool. Because eyewear is a really, really popular brand that a lot of Black folks don't get into. But they're talking and she's had her meeting. And once her meeting is over, Louis, her husband, comes in. And they're talking about, the whole hour line. And then she starts talking about she's going to get her IUD taken out for about 6 months. And she wants Louis to give her a baby. And Louis just like, what? So are you going to be present? Like Dr. Francis said, you're going to have time. We're going to have to communicate. We're going to have to get our schedules together before we can really do what we need to do. You talking about a baby. I just need to have some time with you, And she says, okay, we're going to work that out. But I'm not going to be one of them mamas that's just laid up all day, oh, my baby this, my baby this. I'm going to be working and take care of my kids. So Louis, he did agree. He said, okay, well, we're going to do it for 6 months. And if we get blessed in 6 months, then we're going to get blessed in 6 months. So they finna have a baby child. And, oh, yeah. While they was talking about eyewear, Tiffany had that blue eyeliner on. All right. So now everyone is showing a montage of them getting ready for the big group meeting. The comeback, don't call it a comeback group meeting in this episode. So they showing Letitia and Marceau, and they're showing Kimmy and Maurice. They're getting ready. Everybody's opening up the car doors. Some of the car doors go up, suicide doors, and some of the car doors go out, like all the other cars. Yeah, they open out and not up. But anyway, so then they begin to talk. Kimmy is just like, what do you think we're going to get out of this meeting? I don't know how to feel. What are the intentions? And everybody is pretty much talking about the intentions and how they're feeling and, the comeback group and how they're meeting in the original space and, things like that. And about the whole Madani incident and how the original plan was not for them to, I guess to be fighting and stuff, just to get back to what they originally planned for. And then you have Letitia and Marceau, they're talking about it. And what are the intentions? What are you expecting? Marceau just like, what it is. I'm not expecting anything. And Letitia is saying, well, I'm going to call my mama on the phone because my mama, I know a lot of this has to do with her. I just need to get her side of the story so I can know how to present my mom's case before, the group. So, yeah. Now you have Melody and you have Martell. So they're going back and forth. All right. Melody says, so, are you ready for the meeting today? Yeah, I'm ready. What you trying to do? I'm just trying to make sure, everybody knows their place pretty much. What we going to do about our family, what we going to do about these kids, what we going to do about the group. Are we going to be friends? Are we going to be just cordial business partners? What are we going to do? Pretty much Melody saying, we ain't finna be he and hi. I just want to get to the point, without a bunch of arguing and without a bunch of fussing and fighting, pretty much. That's what that is. And they gonna be Team Holt. Even though they are divorced, they are still Team Holt when it comes down to this business, because both of them are executive producers. So they have to reel everybody back in so they can get out of this messy situation. All right. So Letitia gets on the phone and she calls her mom, Miss Wanda. And she's like, okay, mama, we finna get ready to go to this meeting. I need you to tell me your side of the story. Miss Wanda said she wasn't talking about no child. She didn't say a particular child's name. She was talking about baby daddies because Melody was on the Carlos King show talking about baby daddies. And she brings up, so since you want to talk about baby daddies, you need to find out who your baby daddy is. Okay. Marceau tells her, okay, you need to wrap this up because we almost at the place and talk to your mama later, pretty much. So they get to the place. Marceau and Letitia get there first. Kimmy and Maurice get there second. Mel and Martell get there third. But before everybody arrives, because Letitia and Marceau got there first, They begin to talk. What do you expect? All the same conversation. They want people to be held accountable. They want everybody to own up to their side. And Letitia says something to the effect of, Melody likes to use she arranges her words. She arranges her words to get her point across. She has a way with her words, pretty much. And I guess it's like she will not say exactly what it is. She'll rearrange it to fit her narrative. I believe that's what Letitia's trying to say. But you have Hemi and Maurice, when they walked in, they were saying that they felt like they were in the principal's office, and they're curious as to what they're going to talk about in this meeting. And pretty much that's what that was. They just trying to figure out what they're going to talk about. And they see when Melody and Martell comes in, they team hope. Martell is taking out the chair for Melody, and Melody is got her mug on like, we finna get down to the biz and the nitty gritty. So they're all together. And pretty much right out the gate, so what are we doing here? What's the reasoning? What's the issue? Martell pretty much says, it's your mama, Miss Wanda. She is the reason why we're here. Letitia said, well, it's not just my mom. Everybody pretty much has their part to play. Martell says, well, I just don't want to come out of the gate saying it like that, because he says he like Miss Wanda, but Miss Wanda does absolutely too much. Letitia is saying, so what is she doing? What exactly did she say? So Martell says, she talked about me. She's talking about my kids, what I don't like. And Martell feels that kids are off limits, and he just doesn't like it. Letitia then says, so what exactly did she say? Because she says, I don't listen to the lives, and I talk to my mom, and I just wanted to, get her side of it. And Letitia's comeback is, well, Martell, you are the one that originally said that Mel was stepping out on you, and you didn't even know if the kid was yours in the first place. Melody then gets in her confessional and says, Letitia need to open up her eyes and realize that, I guess, that she's lying, and that she needs to be open and honest about what's really going on. She's not going to get off the hook that easy. And I guess the only issue that I had with this conversation is, Melody, you did not hold Martell accountable for originally saying that the kid may not be his because you stepped out on him. You totally blame that on Miss Wanda, as if Miss Wanda is getting secondhand information. She got the information straight out of Martell's mouth. So I really don't like how she glazed over that, and she tried to make it as if Letitia glazed over what her mama said. So if you want to put it in that perspective, both of y'all are glazing over what really is the issue. And Martell is the one that said it first. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, so then Maurice comes into the picture and he says, so you could have called Miss Wanda on the phone. Melody said she ain't got Miss Wanda's phone number. Because Maurice is like, you ain't going to fight over the phone. Do you think you could have handled it differently? And Melody is like, nah, I would have handled it the same way. I'm glad Melody stood in her stance and she's not changing what she did and the way that she did it, And Maurice's whole stance is, so you're doing the same thing. You would do the same thing and expect a different result. You can't come to somebody and come at them in a way of, I'm about to put you after like that, and don't think that nobody's going to have a comeback. And Melody says, Miss Wanda always came at me. She's came at me multiple times. And a lot of times I ain't said nothing. Letitia said, both of y'all said things. But Melody said, she said it first, which I do agree. Miss Wanda came directly for Melody. She came directly for Melody in defense of Tisha, which she really had no reasoning for doing, because your daughter is grown. Let Letitia handle her own business. Miss Wanda stepped in. Miss Wanda was calling Melody out of her name. Miss Wanda was saying that she was a low down dirty snake, as well as she was saying that to Kimmy. Marcel comes in and said, well, I agree with Melody. I feel that she handled it the right way. That got on Letitia's nerves. She was like, really? Now, I understand you don't like my mama, but however you feel is how you feel. And Letitia don't agree. And that's pretty much what that was. Then Marcel turns to Maurice and said, but you were mad at Tiffany because she said something directly about your child. And I have to put a pause in here and make this comment, because Miss Wanda says something indirectly about the child, but the child is still in the picture. Even though she didn't directly say your child is such and such and such and such and such, it's still indirect, and she should have not brought that child in the midst of any of that. But in Maurice's situation, Tiffany directly came to Maurice and said, Monster smoking vapes in the bathroom. Nobody knew that. Nobody at all. She just, Monster vaping in the bathroom. She was 100% talking about a child. She said Monster's name and something that Monster did, which is something that is not a good thing to be doing in high school. So yes. And Marceau tells Maurice, but you were not about to hit Tiffany. He said, no, I wasn't going to hit Tiffany. But if Lewis had that drink, and he being funny, and it would have been different, and you would have hit Lewis. Maurice was like, yeah, I probably would have hit Lewis on in the neck or something, He didn't say that part, but he did agree. And so Martell is like, oh, you lost your first case. And it broke the ice, and everybody was laughing. I mean, I thought it was a good moment, and I did like how everybody was just like, yeah. And so they all agreed that they have been having arguments before, the core of them, but it ain't never got to the point to where they're throwing blows at each other, trying to fight each other. And Letitia says it's because we have a mutual respect for each individual, which is true. They really, really respect each other. They respect each other's ideas. They respect each other's children. They respect each other's lives. They really, really do. And that's the reason why they can't go too low. But it's the outside parties that don't respect none of them. For real. Because Marceau was like, name one person that Miss Wanda came at that was unprovoked. You couldn't, because she came at Marceau, Kimmy, Maurice, Martell, Melody, unprovoked. And it's like you get pushed to a certain point to where I don't care who mama you is, you gonna get it today. But like Maurice said, Miss Wanda's behavior got rewarded. See, they thought it was all fun and games because Miss Wanda was bringing the show views. She was. She get on social media. She say her little kiki, her little 1-2, and people fed into it. Instagrams begin to inflate. You know what I'm saying? Everything was getting bigger and bigger, and Miss Wanda was just pretty much like, oh, they like me, so I'm going to continue this bad behavior. She did, until she said something that was like, now you crossing the line. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like if they would have nipped that in the bud earlier, or not gave her so much screen time, then none of this would have been happening, if you want to go from that thought. But that whole Madonna incident, Mel, you came through and you did that. That was you. For real. Anyway, so then Kimmy brings up the whole Mark situation. So Kimmy says, y'all sitting over here and y'all harping on Miss Wanda about Miss Wanda gotta go, and how Miss Wanda behavior is distasteful and uncouth and monstrous. You're saying that. But what about Mark? Mark is online saying all kind of negative and distasteful, uncouth, and monstrous things. And he is unleashed. He is more unleashed than Miss Wanda. So what y'all gonna do about that? So it's easy for you, Marceau, to check Miss Wanda, but you can't even check your own brother. And I agree with Kimmy. I 100% agree. It's almost as if when it's them and it's their family, oh, I can't do nothing about him. I can't do nothing. I just let that ride. Because if I try, he'll push harder. He a grown man. You ain't tell no grown man what to do. But that's the same thing Tisha was saying about her mama. But y'all want to be reprimanding her every chance she tried to say, well, I tried. That's my mama. And then Marceau would say, well, to a certain point, Miss Wanda will listen. So make it make sense. Will she listen or will she not listen? Now you confusing me, because now it's like you're trying to make, what's the word I'm using? What the word I want to say? You're trying to make what's the word I want to use? Excuses. You're trying to make excuses for your brother. And that ain't cool. And Melody is just like, yeah, Mark is another one. Y'all need to check him. And then they bring up the whole fact, well, the reason why Mark is doing all this is because Van said they really weren't together on the reunion. That's when he went crazy. But mind you, Maurice, he was already cutting up and acting a fool. Because I remember when he was doing lives with, what's your first wife's name? What was her name? Kaiosha? What's that girl name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Kiowa. Well, I forget the girl name. Y'all know her name. Kiowa. Kiowa. That's it. You gotta make it smooth. Kiowa. Yeah. He was saying all kind of crazy stuff did. Nobody said anything. But when it comes to Miss Wanda, you gotta get her together. You gotta ring her in. But at the end of the day, everybody pretty much agreed we have to set boundaries for real, because this was not the original agenda of this group. They were a comeback group because they wanted to bring lower income neighborhoods and give them a sense of value and put houses in these neighborhoods to bring up the value and give them a sense of pride and joy, and this is where I live, So yeah, but they all, clank, and they agreed, and everyone seems to me to be on the right page. Monitor their social media. Don't let too many outside influencers, make you feel like you just gotta come at your fellow counterparts. So I agree. Everybody clank around the table. And then, they left. Everybody hugged. Everybody seemed like they were in a good space. So we can say that now. But the main people, see, this is the part I'm talking about. The main people that called the meeting, which is Martell and Melody, they get on social media and drag each other for the filth. But they got each other back when it comes to them too. Don't let nobody else say nothing. Don't let nobody else repeat what they doing. Because they can get out there and act a fool. Can't nobody else. But anyway, y'all, this Sheila. Be like, comment, and subscribe. I know I probably forgot a lot. I know I did. Try to my head on how I remember Jesus loves you. And y'all have a great day. Bye.